Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.
Hello, everybody. We're finally getting somewhere. I think it's doing the work. Not entirely sure right now. There we go. It's working. Hopefully. Hi! I've got no idea what stream quality is going to be like, or anything, because it's been about 10,000 years since I've streamed. But so, general gist for today's. This game looks interesting. Ha ha! It is a very interesting game, to be fair. It's also incredibly difficult, but we won't talk about this. You'll see what I mean. Stream World. Just gonna name it Stream World because basically what we're going to end up with is a huge ton of trash floating around, because that's generally what you end up with KSP. "10,000 years, yes. It feels like it has been that long. But we're going to head over to the VAB. And throw in the Mark 1 command pod. So basically the idea of this stream is to try and learn how to get into orbit, and not even so much get into orbit, but not die repeatedly and maybe land on a faraway planet. That's generally the idea. It's probably not going to go to plan because I am horrific at this game. But we can hope. First things first, we need a 2.5 meter. Nope. Updating a game and it says it's going to take it over a year to update. Pangs on modem. Oh, the feels. The feels. So we need a heat shield. Aerodynamics. Is it aerodynamics that they put them under these days? Help, I'm lost already. Save me. That's the nose cone. Where's the parachute? Somebody find me a parachute. Seriously, if anyone see there, parachutes. Really helps if I actually raid. Just saying. Nope, too big. I only need baby parachute. Baby parachute. Yes, I think. Scroll up. Now, I'm going to try and make this a gigantic rocket, because we like big rockets. Not that big. 1.25 stacked coupler. Yes, look at that. So that's our little re-entry unit. Re-entry. The top bit. How you been, man? I've been kind of ghosting it with the UC community. Why have you been ghosting it, gamer? Like, really? Why you do this? I've been alright, having crazy amounts of PC issues because, you know, nothing ever works. But we're getting there. We are getting there slowly. Got the big move coming up soon, so I'll probably die off the face of the planet again pretty soon, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully. Right, we need fuel tanks. We need fuel tanks. Don't want SRBs. That's all engines. No wonder why they're only giving me SRBs. Let's not do something stupid like that. He is a ghost. I've been working a lot, and I've also been trying to sell my computer to get a better one. Ooh. What are you planning on getting? Give me a build list right now. I demand information. All of these parts are way too big. Way too big. Way too. Where's the little fuel tanks? Come on, seriously, where you at? Where you hiding? Bam, 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 bam. I've got that intro song stuck in my head now. Like, it's actually a problem. They have no idea what I'm doing. Don't really feel the need. What's Ironside? That's not a thing we have in the UK, man. Come on, get on my level. That's better. Work it like a Hellcat, down, 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 down. It's the best intro song in the world. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so glad I found that. But I've got a test stream coming up tonight as well, which will be very entertaining because I've got no idea if it's gonna work or not. Basically, I'm going to try streaming direct from my Xbox. Now, it might work, it might not. Can somebody please explain to me this engine I'm looking at? See where it says propellants? Ablative oil, 0.0 a second. Does that mean that that engine uses no energy, no fuel? And on Xbox, using Twitch direct, streaming direct through the Twitch app is the hope. Anyway, whether it works or not is always a different question. Well, nope. If it says KW Rocketry on it, I'm not using it. It's as simple as that. So that seems to be all the big stuff. Swivel uses 3 and 3. That wouldn't be a bad sort of lander engine, I think. So this bit is lander. Wait. Re-entry. No, let's just save that as lander. Let's just do that. It makes more sense. The top bit. Save it. Oh, so using Twitch app or using I do have a Roxio capture card somewhere, but my Xbox is the other side of my room to my desk and stuff, so I'm going to do it straight off of my Xbox. That is the plan anyway. Free energy lander. Free energy lander? What? How? Just how? Right, so we need a decoupler there. So that's going to decouple there. We need legs. Where's my legs at? Let's get 4 of them. There, they should all sit below that engine. And then we shall start retracted. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go, man. I hope your stream goes well. See ya, dude. Thanks for popping by. Many thanks. Many thanks. Love you long time. So this is just our lander sections. So we want to put all of our science in here, really. Actually, we're not going to bother with science. I cannot spell. Well, read before you send, and then if you're still struggling, try again. That's good advice, that is. I promise. Bum 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 bum. So this is our lander segment. This is good. We then need main stage, which will be done by... Wait, how much Delta V do I have? Got 3,100 Delta V in this section. And a minute 8 of burn time. So, let's not do that. We need one of those KW rocketry adapters, whichever one it was. I think it was that one. And then KW rocketry. Nope. Nope. Where's that bigger one? Picks the same one twice. Good job. Zoom out. Now, can I put... How do I put fairings on? Logistics, containers, utility, parachutes. Science, electrical, thermal, aerodynamics. You'd think that fairings would be under aerodynamics. Don't ask me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Clearly fairings aren't under that though. Payload maybe? Aha, fairings. Fairings. Okay, so how does this work? Maybe. That's not very big. 2.5 meter. So, do I have to click that? Take. Bearing open. Nope. Auto deploy. 60,000. That's just transparent number of segments. Ah, like that. That's how that does that. Yeah, do that. There we go. So that's in the fairing, which should mean that that looks bloody fantastic. That's what we hope anyway. So we want another one of these massive fuel tanks, which is I believe it was one of these SB ones, solid booster ones, like that. So at the minute, what's that showing me the Delta V for? Design checklist. Just discovered this game, Don. Hey, I've had it a little while, but I've never actually played too much with it. Hey dude, it's cool, don't worry about it. I'm here to help. I'm good. So, rockets. Now, I think we're going to go for another tank. Don't mind me, got you up on the second monitor and muted for ambience and to boost your views. Sir, you are the best kind of person. More people viewing, the better. Even if it's only for a couple of minutes, just to swing by and say hi. I'm happy with that. We need some poke to get out. Don't think these Vestras are going to do the trick though. They burn monopropellant, that's useless. Griffins, 29 and 36 a second. But they'll probably be pretty good to get us out. So this bottom stage has 8,000 Delta V. Delta V, so this is quite a tall rocket. I didn't realise how tall this was. I did not think this through. Can you work at the 999 place? Yeah, I see what you're getting at. So now we need to work on the boosters. 4 boosters or 8? think we're gonna try and go for 8. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like 8 boosters is gonna be the way forwards. Fuel tanks or engines. So we just go for a set of boosters and not build our own for a change. Like that. Oh baby, that's beautiful. That is actually beautiful. But I kind of want them to move down a little bit. They can move down to there. Just go around to there. There we go. Now we just have to hope that they're actually attached like I think they are. So those boosters should, in theory, be enough to get us out of the atmosphere. Hopefully. So we now need some wings, as such. Tail fin? I don't know if that's going to be too much. That just looks stupid. That does actually just look stupid. But it's alright. I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to take that segment and remove it, and then put in a take that segment and remove it, then put in another fuel tank, put in, nope, not those 35s, not one of them either, god damn it. 2.5, 2.5 meter, 2.5 meter, 2.5 meters? No, we're 1.25 there, I think. Yeah, 1.25. So we need a 1.25 tank. Where are they? Where are they? Anyone sees 1.25? Let me know. You'll make me a very happy person. That's 1.25, but it's huge. That's 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 375, 5 meter. What the fuck? 0.625, 5 meter. Threes. This is really hard. Like, genuinely, this is really hard. This is the problem, right? You think you're being smart by downloading mods, and then you realise just how difficult it is to play with mods. Oh, who else is live? Cool. Diamond Minecart. Cool kid he is. Met him before. Like, genuinely have met him before. So that's an engine, so we need to put decoupler in before I do that. 1.25 stack decoupler. One of them. Oh, they don't have hardly any fuel in them for the size of them though. That's going to be huge. Yeah, that is huge. Are you? Are you a big fan? So what we need is we need fuel for a gimbling engine. And tell you what else I should probably do. I should probably put a reaction wheel in there too. Where are the reaction wheels? That's a battery pack. That's not a reaction wheel. Be smart, don't be a retard. 3x2, 1x6. What we'll do is we'll put 4 of them on, because that's going to be our main power. Grim, Dr. T, and all the rest. Anyone can remind me where reaction wheels are, that would be great. Not gonna lie, because I am struggling right now. I switched to this because it was far more my speed. There's a Japanese streamer that is making working F22s, and I'm still essentially throwing rocks in the air. So if you're throwing rocks in the air, you are considerably better than I am doing. Because I can't even get out the VAB at the minute. Because I am playing on science mode, sandbox, not science mode, so I have like everything to play with. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. That's a service bay. Don't want to stop. Give me the things I want. Air couplers, air couplers, air couplers. Structural. Is it going to be under structure? No, it's not under structure. Command and control. Inline stabilizer. I put one of them there. Then, hold on. Is that decoupler? I think that is the decoupler. Pretty sure that's the decoupler anyway. There it is. So now we need to find those fuel tanks again, which I believe were them ones. Fuel and oxidizer. No, wasn't them ones. What happens if I just put in 125? Still in the tutorial, do you suggest sandbox mode next? Sandbox mode is very, very, very good to get into grips with things because you've already got everything unlocked and doesn't cost anything like parts wise, so you can just literally throw rocks in the air. It's the best thing in the world. So that's a 1 point. That's huge. I want something half that size. Propellant tanks 800 on gas. Suppose I could run a couple of these. Run a couple of them, and then we want a gimbling engine, which is probably. Oh, actually, what we'll do is we'll run 4 nuclear engines. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Path, nuclear, swivel, swivel. Do these gimbal? They don't gimbal anymore. They gimbal Terrier's gimbal, but they're horrific. 60. Mind you, they're the same. Let's take the oxidizer out of that. Take the oxidizer out of that, and then put 4 of these puppers on. If I can. If I can work out how to do it, that is. Zoom in, scroll down, zoom like that. Yep. Would it be easier to build from the bottom to the top? I'm not expert, but from my limited experience, top to bottom is better. As you build down, you're backwards planning. Yeah, basically that's the idea. Building from the bottom to the top, although is easier in the sense that in your head it's easier because you're going engine, tank, pod. From a staging point of view, it's easier to do it from the top to the bottom. If that makes any sense at all. You've got to think about your stages. That's something nobody ever does, including me. And then I wonder why my things break. Oh, it's not meant to do that. Oh, then why do I get told off for doing it like that? Who tells you off for doing it like that? Seriously, who? That's very big. All I need is a little square thing. Couplings. Where are my couplings at? Sure, all I need is a little square bit of girder or something. Oh, I tell you what, I might be able to do that. Right, stop, 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 stop. Yep. BA. And then hopefully be able to... Well, clearly that's not going to work the way I want, so what we'll do is shrouded bits there. So what we could actually afford to do is put one of these stack tri-couplers in, like that, and then how do we do this? That is the next question, is how do we make this work, and why aren't you letting me grab that? Grab that. There we go. Alright, put you there. Right, we have to get rid of that shroud, I think, for a second. So then we can go decoupler 1.25. Nope, 1.25 is going to be too small. Why do I get told of my teachers, mate? They are probably trying to teach it by a certain method. If it works for you, keep with it. If it isn't working for you, give it a shot. The fun is in the learning. Other than my teachers, basically the reason you get told off for doing it at school, because A, you're not doing rocketry, but B, teachers have to be taught. You have to be taught a certain way, and you have to do things a certain way in school to pass your exams. So it is down to them to get you there. Might be harder to do it the way they're teaching you, but if it's something they're teaching you, it's because you're required to know it for your exams, basically. If that makes sense. Is 375 gonna... Nope, 375 definitely isn't big enough. 5 meter. That doesn't work. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to scrap the idea of having multiple nuclear engines and just go for the single one. I think because that's going to work out considerably better for us. Goes there, and then we need that fairing. Where did those fairings go? Can anyone remember? 2.5, 2.5, 1.25. Bill fairing. Yeah, and then wait. Why can I not put it out? What is going on? How does this work? Right, so hold on. Let's put that there. We did for 2 weeks. I normally have a one big power thing. The fact that you're using this in school amazes me. I'm old. We played Oregon Trail. Oh. I don't even remember Oregon Trail, so what we're going to need to do with this is actually, annoyingly, get rid of that. Close fairing. Get rid of that and go for a 2.5 meter one. So then we can throw that up like that. And then close the fairing there, like that. And then place that there like that. So how... There's more dysentery, less explosions, equally fatal. Oh, I love that. I love the equally fatal side of things. So what do you reckon? Do we reckon that this is going to be able to get us into like an ELU orbit or something? No teacher ever hates you. Never. They might act like they do and they might dislike you, but they don't hate you. Ejection force. 430. 40%, 100%. Auto strap enabled. Rigid attachment, auto strap. Auto strap. Biggest thing I've ever learned is auto strap everything. So we are looking at 4,000 meters a second in the first stage. I put them together. 10 kilometers a second delta V in the second stage. What was her no reason? What did she say her reason was? What happened? Come on. Fairing goes. That decoupler goes. That engine should go with that. And that one goes. Why is there... What? Why is there two decouplers there? That makes no sense. Really, really, really big rocket. That's about as creative as I can come up with. Is really, 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 really big rocket. For homework, and she never gave it to me. I would suggest that you speak to your house leader, group leader, mentor leader. Owens for some Easter work. I did for her. I apologise for punching my mic, by the way. That was a stupid thing to do. But let's get ready to try and take off. Do you reckon we can do it? Do you reckon we can nail it? Oh, wow. Oh wow, this is actually pretty stable. I'm quite impressed with myself right now. So let's have it, get our delta V up. Where's delta V? Can I drag that? Is it going to give me a drag? Readout modules. Oh, you're not going to give me a drag. Better time walk toolbar controls. School and out of life is all about walking your own dog. If you usually have home, you can work, but it didn't that night, and it was odd. Perhaps you shouldn't have. That's a very wise point, to be fair. Very, very wise. Right, are we ready for launch? Learning process, and but I promise she doesn't actually hate you. I like this person. This person is smart. Right, ready, set, first stage, hopefully works, go. Yes, it's working. Why were you taken out of the class? I think we're getting to the root of this here. You can't... This is where things become complicated. "32 years old, I haven't gotten wise, I just ran out of dumb things to do. You'll get there. You just have to take a few knocks along the way. Sir, or madame, or sir, start a gravity turn." I like your way of thinking. That's a great way of thinking. For the thing, you know what. Dude, you can't... Oh, come on, let's pull our gravity turn right over before they start overheating. Try and get rolling. We might have to ditch these boosters early. Yep. Oh, hope it doesn't blow the ship up. Why do those boosters not detach? Well, considering that went horrifically wrong, that didn't go too bad. I mean, we're in an orbit, which is always a bonus. We can't correct ourselves because we don't have a gimbling engine. And the reaction wheel is struggling like mad. but we're in an orbit, and we've got a decent apoapsis, 162. So we're going to shut the engines off, add a maneuver node, and we want to extend that until they flip round, which will give us a fairly even orbit. So this is called circularizing. So 194 and 137. As long as you're above 75 meters, 75,000 meters, you're all right, basically, because Kerbal atmosphere finishes at 75,000 meters. Deploy. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, that fairing. I was expecting that fairing base to go with it too. Won't worry about that though. Solar panels we want to extend, because otherwise we're going to run out of battery, which we have done already. GG. Come on, come on, come on. Where's my mouth gone? Bum 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 bum. Oh, I should have put all these solar panels in a group, to be fair, because we are struggling for battery power big time. But hopefully that should help us. Never lost faith in you. You're an inspiration to spacefarers all. Oh, trust me, you should not have faith in me. Never, ever, ever get on a rocket that I have built. Please, for the love of God. Just don't do it. You will die in a horrible fire of death. Good news though, we're back up to maximum electric charge. So what we're going to do is circularize using these engines, and then do our main burn out of Kerbal's sphere of influence, and go from there. Yes. Then boom, Adam dies. I will not die in a fire. Who do you think I am? So we need to start burning back now, because you want to... a bit early actually. You want to start your burn. So we've got to do a 1.5-minute burn on the maneuver node. So what you try and do is you try and separate the burn time equally each side of the maneuver node. That's a smart thing to do anyway. Don't know if it ever actually works, but go into map view just to watch the apoapsis grow, and hopefully we should be able to circularize fairly well. This is quite a big burn though, I'm not gonna lie. How much delta V have we got? Even though burn time. That's our maneuver one. Where's our delta V gone? Oh, I don't know. Look at the bottom right. Yeah, that's burn time. I'm trying to find the delta V readout from Kerbal Engineer, but clearly I was not smart. I only got a little bit left to go, so we've still got 7,000 meters a second for this unit. And circularized now. So that is now in a circular orbit, which is what we want. This is good. We will just quickly save here, and then back to the ship. There we go. We are in a circularized orbit. We've still got 7,000 delta V in this stage, 2,000 in the upper stage, and 12,000 kilometers in the final stage. So hopefully this is going to go well. Right, so now this is probably the furthest I've ever got in regards to this. I've got no idea what I'm doing for now. I kind of want to try and do a burn for Eve. Let's just go for it, shall we? Extend the apoapsis until we lose our Kerbal orbit. And then what way is that going to go? That's pulling us out that way. So we pull ourselves out of Kerbin, hopefully into a solar orbit. Yeah, so what that's going to do is pull us out of Kerbin's sphere of influence into the sun's sphere of influence up there, which will then allow us to burn into Eve or Juna or something like that. That's the plan anyway. Whether it'll work or not is anyone's question, but we've got plenty of Delta V for this mission, which is the good thing. So in 8 minutes time we need to burn for a minute and a half. Guys, if there's any new viewers out there as well, don't forget to hit that subscribe, because you'll see, hopefully start to see more and more of a huge random selection of games, assuming tonight's test stream goes well at 7 o'clock is the hope. Is the hope, anyway. Minecraft will be coming back. I am just, like, struggling to have it working at the minute. So that will be coming back eventually. As well as a bit of Wildlands. Tom Clancy's Wildlands with friends, which is what I'll be test streaming tonight. So be sure to catch that, because that will be funny. But if you're under the age of 18, I ask that you don't join in. Thank you. Come again. So we're slowly approaching our manoeuvre position. Let's just get a little bit of a time warp going on. Just a little bit. We'll stop at about a minute to go and quick save. Like that. Now we should have about a minute's worth of burning to do, so we'll start the burn at 30 seconds. I know a game you can play. What game? And somehow we have managed to manoeuvre a long way past our manoeuvre node. Is this because we run out of battery again? No, we haven't run out of battery again. It's just our ship is too big. We should have put a reaction wheel down here or something, or gimbaling engines. Roblox. Really? Really? That was around when I was like 6. 21 now. Can't believe it's still around. Like, genuine. So at 32 seconds we'll start our burn, and hopefully everything will go to plan. Hopefully. And burn now. So just over a minute's worth of burn, but this should put us on a orbit with the sun. But this is where I don't know, because I've never left Kerbin's sphere of influence, or I've never left the Kerbin system, should I say. So I honestly have no idea what to expect. It's so cool. It was 15 years ago. No, I assume that they've done quite a lot to keep it going for this long, so I can't knock it too much, but not my jam, I'm afraid. Not my jam. So we're building to our escape now. Let's throttle down slightly so we don't overshoot. And coming in now. So a little bit more burn to bring us right into where we want to be. Hopefully this should put us on a solar path. What I'm going to do again is just quick save. You can never quick save too many times in this game, I swear to God. So we are now. Jailbreak is a good game and the highest game on Roblox too. Yeah, fair enough. Right, let's see what happens, shall we? We'll fast forward and hopefully see ourselves on a solar orbit. Is the hope. This looks good. It does look good, to be fair. Ooh. Yeah, right, so we are now on a solar orbit. So if I wanted to burn periapsis here to pull myself down into Eve, this isn't going to work. And now everything's breaking. What if I set Eve as the target? Don't want to focus on Eve. Really big rocket. Oh, too late. Set as target. And then we need to burn. So I don't know where we need to burn. This is one of the biggest issues. We burn prograde there. There was a maneuver mark there. That clearly isn't going to work. And that's just completely changed our direction of orbit, so let's not be doing that. Target position at closest approach. So I don't actually think we can get a encounter there. So what happens if we try for a different planet? What if we set Juno as a target? See if we can get an Juno encounter. Hopefully we should be able to. No, that's not going to work, is it? Ew, Fortnite. Worst game in the world. So, what if we rotate that and go prograde? Will that give us any kind of encounter? No. Right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to time warp quite a long way. See if we can get a bit of a better encounter with Eve. Because I want to go to Eve. That's going to be our focus. When's the next time you're coming down? I won't be up till I move now. Dan is playing Fortnite. Ew, Fortnite. I'm so done with that game. Like, genuinely. Alright, let's slow that warp right back down again and see if we can get a encounter now if I go there. Now, logically, I'll kind of want to burn retrograde on it. There's markers there, but there's not encounter markers. What happens if I bring them that way? Nope. Not done with you. Nope. Still not happening. So we'll speed it back up. And eventually in this orbit we will get a point where we can intersect. That's the hope anyway. The hope is real. That is, of course, unless our orbit is that much out. So there is a proper time to do this. Like there's a mod called Kerbal alarm clock, which is meant to make things like this considerably easier. So what I wonder is if I set a maneuver node there and completely ruin it. Nope, that's... There you go, that looks better. Tell you what we'll do is we will put ourselves on a crossing orbit with Eve. Set that maneuver. Yeah, we'll put ourselves on a cross orbit, so we're almost on Eve's orbit, and then we'll go from there. That's the hope. That's the new plan, rather than trying to just go straight from one to the other. So how long is this burn actually going to be? 45 seconds, supposedly. And we've got to wait effectively 75 days. So, bit of time warp. Everyone loves a bit of time warp. I have 5 likes. Really? Yay! 5 likes. If you're still in the stream, guys, don't forget to say hi. Oh dear. Screwed it now. Oh well. Oh well. Let's just burn now and see what happens. 5 likes and 3 watching. Sweet! Can't actually believe on my first stream back playing a game that I well and truly suck at, I have 5 likes. This actually makes my day. So hopefully this is going to work. Ahoy there! Come on. I mean, we missed the mark by... What's a long way in Kerbin terms, but what's not a long way in solar terms. But hopefully it should still work out like we want it to. We should be able to burn retrograde at sort of here, with Eve approaching, and it should pull us into Eve capture. So we'll stop there because that's our lowest point to that orbit. Like that. So now we're actually crossing Kerbin's orbit a couple of times as well. Bear back going AFK for a few minutes. Fair enough. To be fair, my friend, you have an unfair advantage. Your British accent makes even catastrophic failure seem like a BBC documentary. Oh, that is... I can't decide if that's a compliment or an insult, but I like it either way. So that periapsis we shall decrease. Just keep decreasing, keep decreasing. There was a... So that should... So actually bump that a little bit. No, that's still periapsis, don't want to go periapsis. To bring that out to about there. That makes sense. Oh dear. Let's try and equalise that a little bit. Oh, that's going to be a huge burn. Annoying. Let's just see what happens, shall we? Let's go with that and see what happens. Let's get back on our manoeuvre node. Cat! Totally a compliment when I stream. It sounds like Jethro or Earl arguing about the dog races. Oh, I love Jethro. Assuming you mean Jethro the comedian, obviously. If there's another Jethro, I do not know him. So, 164 day wait until that burn. And then we shall... So basically what I'm trying to do now is put us into Eve orbit. Or a solar orbit on Eve's path. Don't ask me why, it just seems like a good thing to be doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have literally no idea what I'm doing, so don't ask why I'm doing it, I just kind of am. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Once we get to about... that's a bit close. That was a bit close for comfort. So, 2 hours to go. 1 hour to go. Less than an hour to go. Whew, this is tense. This is really, really tense. I don't know how the likes of Matt Lone can just fly off to other planets without even thinking about it. Let's try and warp some of that time away without fucking it completely. Please. Somewhere... Right, we're getting a bit close to be time warping at 1,000 meters a second right now. Yeah, I still did it. Mistakes were made, and that's a bit early on that burn. Need to wait about 10 seconds. This is literally my first attempt to getting to Eve. I have zero idea what I'm doing, so if you're impressed, please be impressed. That's all I can say right now. Let's kick this burn to try and get us on Eve's path. Basically, what should happen when we're on Eve's path is hopefully at some point we'll catch the Eve's orbit. Hopefully. I have a dog and 2 cats. I'm switching to phone. Okay. So, burn's nearly complete. Only 200 meters a second to go. There. A little bit further. There we go. There. So we are now on a pretty similar path to Eve. Pretty happy with that. It'd be nice to have it on exactly the same axis, but I'm not too worried about that for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to time warp around. Nope. Target. What we want to do actually is we want to burn retrograde to the target. Because burning retrograde to the target should slow us down to catch, to put us in the same orbit as Eve, hopefully. On phone now. Wasn't that glorious? So once we finally hit that marker, so we're on, at the minute we are on a very, very, very slightly faster orbit. So what we're going to do is quickly check how much delta V we've got. We've still got 4,000 meters a second in this unit. Full burn, please. Retrograde to the target. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring my speed back down. Burn towards the target. Trying to bring my relative speed down compared to the relative speed of... What's that doing? How's that spinning us? Trying to bring the relative speed of us and the target down until we're on an identical orbit. That's the plan. Now have 4 likes and 1 dislike. Oh well. So hopefully that should put us there. Spin retrograde to the target. If you'd be so kind. Why aren't we working on the reaction wheels? Oh, we are. We're just way too big again. So again, burning retrograde. I literally have no idea if this is going to work, because by looking at that orbit, it's not going to work at all. In fact, all it looks like it's going to be doing is putting us in a bad time as to regards our actual orbit. So let's not do that. Let's go back to trying to get sort of level with Eve in the first place, and then going from there. Clearly my idea was stupid. Like, I get the principle behind it, but clearly I'm no good at actually doing it. And we only have 1,000 delta V left in this module. Which isn't the end of the world as long as we can get back to Kerbal alright. Be really happy if we can make this a round trip. I'm not too worried if we can't though. This is going to be a long time warp until we line up. Mainly due to the fact that I'm actually coming through this orbit considerably faster than Eve is. Although we've got high points and low points, so it'll be interesting. Be interesting to say the least. So how is everyone today? How are we all? Are we good? This hasn't gone to plan, has it? Really, let's face it. We are a mile away from where we need to be. Time warping. Good. Well, I'm glad about that. So, hopefully this will give us a bit of a better idea of things. I have done this incredibly wrong. We should not ever do this like this. Don't ever do it like this. So what happens if I add a maneuver here to... Wait. Where did those encounter nodes go? I swear that was an encounter. No? Closest approach. Closest approach. Closest approach. So if we burn to there... Yeah, if we carry out that maneuver, that should put us considerably closer to Eve's orbit, hopefully. And what we'll do is we'll just time warp all the way through. In fact, we'll cancel that, and we will go warp to maneuver. No, warp to next maneuver. This is something you can do with what's it called? Better time warp? Yeah, better time warp. Shot on maneuver. Change our way across. $4,000 millimeters? Really? Kind of don't think so. I kind of disagree with you there, I'm not gonna lie. Burn in. Slowing this down. So what we'll do is bring that down even more, just so we can see just how long that burn's going to be. Not very long at all by the looks of it. So we just need to work those fingers to get that in the right place. 8 seconds to burn. 6, 5, 4, 3, burn. Just watch our blue line change, and hopefully it should meet up with the orange line. If we got it right, that is. Like that. It's looking pretty good so far. Right, so now we come to here, this crossover, add a maneuver, pulls it out. Come on, there's got to be somewhere along this path we catch. Okay, that's a ginormous orbit that we don't really want to be carrying out because that's a crazy amount of delta V. Wait. We're getting somewhere now. Even still, that's a huge amount of delta V. Right, so what we'll do is we'll concentrate on putting this as a actual curve, an actual Eve orbit, like we were meant to last time. Oh, I did just see a mark there. Where'd it go? Come on. Come on. Bring it back. There. So that is our next maneuver. Time warp to it. Hopefully we'll be getting somewhere. Hopefully. If not, I've managed to put us into an orbit around the sun that's on the same peg as Eve, so I'll take it. So we should be slowing our... slow down too much. Ooh, missed it. I'm sorry. I missed it. So hopefully again, this should... hopefully actually get us somewhere. Hopefully. So separation 9,000 kilometers. So that's the closest approach. So what happens? Let's just time warp for like 5 minutes straight and just see what happens. Because we're about half an orbit out from each other right now. I mean, we could go one more and try and get to Moho. Shall we do it? Shall we screw Eve off and just go to Moho? So let's put a burn in our periapsis. That's what we do. Just, that's prograde. Need to go retrograde. Set a target. Is there going to be one there? See, the thing you've got to watch with Moho is it's not on a equatorial orbit. Retrograde. Retrograde. So actually, if we normalise ours and then just burn. Wait, where was that? So closest approach is there, and that's where the target is. It's 2000 delta V though. Don't want to be doing 2000 delta V. Could set Kerbal. This just generally hasn't worked, has it? What even is our target right now? Sure, Juno's our target. Yeah, Juno's our target. So at some periapsis, closest approach. Really? Really? This just hasn't worked at all. What we're actually going to do is we're going to do a couple of multi-stage burns, and we're going to get away from this, because this is not the feel goods right now. This is not the feel goods. Oh, third watcher. Hi there. Thank you for joining me on my mission to failure. Massively missed the maneuver node and missed the burn as well. 10 out of 10. So as we burn here, I need to stage because apparently I fucked that up. Who could have guessed? Oh, 4 people. Hi, 4th person. Say hi in the chat. Say it. You can watch me fail. I promise. There's lots of failing going on. So, we did originally go for a Eve encounter. And that failed miserably. So, we've gone for a... We've gone from Kerbal to a solar orbit to a Eve distance solar orbit. And now we're going to come back out on 2 burns and try and catch up with Juna. And do a Juna orbit. Because we're just that good. This burn has taken forever. I did not account for this. I did not plan this. Shh. It's gone horribly wrong. It really has. Only 200 meters a second left, with plenty of fuel left in this upper segment. What's better with this upper segment as well is we should be able to maneuver considerably easier without having to burn, as well as the reactor wheels should work a bit better. Hopefully. That's the plan. Whether the plan works or not is a completely different story. But we're coming up to completing our maneuver now. Somewhere there. Ooh, within 0.4 of a meter a second. I'll take that. Then we'll get rid of that. We're on a relatively flat. Yeah, not too bad. We're not quite equatorial, but... So, from this apoapsis... Hi, can I set a maneuver node, please? No? You're just going to make me spin in circles. Thanks. Add a maneuver. Stretch that out. That's a big burn. What I do is... Ow. Really got to stop punching my mic. Got to find a better place to put it. So... What happens here if I just do something like that? I'll just see what happens if we put ourselves on a stupid orbit. Is that Elu? Oh wow, that really is a long way out. There's Jewel. If people were expecting me to be good at this, you were wrong. That's not my problem. I wasn't finished with you. Come back. Other way. Nope. Just nope. Right, so that is a stupid burn that we're not going to do. I can't believe it takes that much. Tell you what we're just going to do. We're going to take the money and run, right? We will be bringing ourselves back to Kerbal. Well, we're going to try and bring ourselves back to Kerbal. So far, nothing has worked as well as we wanted it. So there's no telling what's going to happen. But right now, the mission is just to get home. If we can get home, I'll be happy. I might even stop at, like, Minmus. just to say we have actually landed somewhere. Because, you know, that'd be pretty cool if we could just land somewhere. You know, I built this awesome craft that was capable of landing and everything, and then just failed at getting any kind of encounter with anything. I mean, if you had unlimited fuel, you would just burn retrograde to target until you slow down. Or burn retrograde to target, then burn... What is it? Yeah, retrograde and then towards target until you eventually... catch up. Why can't I warp? Oh, just be sure doing your thing. This one. No, I'm stuck in a 2x warp. Why is this? Why won't you let me warp more than... Oh. Is that because we're Wait, is that? Ugh. Why? It's not like we're on an encounter because Kerbin's over there. Let's try and set as target. Let's just... So, you don't let me... I don't get this game. It doesn't let me speed up, and then when I don't want it to speed up because I'm doing things, it speeds up times 50,000 mile an hour. GG, thanks for that. So we've got a 600 meter a second burn to do that we're 2 days late for. This isn't good. If anyone said this game was easy, they lied. You should not listen to them, ever. They're just liars. That's all they are. That's all they are. I mean, in my first attempt at this game, I'm not even joking, I full on went a little bit crazy and put a craft into a orbit that was like this. So it went around the sun and then miles back out and then back around the sun. Kind of like the shape of Elu's orbit, but not near as crazy as Elu. We're actually crazier than Elu, even. Because, you know, smart. Just realised I lost the chat window. Come back! There we go. I can see chat again now. Nearly there. What we might do is we might burn for too long here to try and pull us more into that orbit. Possibly. Maybe. Cannot time warp faster than once while the ship is under acceleration. This is a very long burn to do at 1 time speed, I'm not going to lie. This engine is disgustingly inefficient. I forgot how bad the nuclear engines were. We've only actually got 2000 delta V in that final stage. It's not helpful. I did not plan this very well. Can you tell I have no idea what I am doing? Can you? Because I can. So that is technically our maneuver done. So let's get rid of that node there. I said get rid of you. Why are you still there? Right. So now if we at the Apple axis, add a maneuver, scroll out so I can actually see. We need to burn prograde slightly to pull out to there. Then normalize it. Or is that going the wrong way? That's going the wrong way. Needs to come back down this way. Sort of like that. Except from up a little bit. There. So target position at closest approach, and closest approach is there. Alright, orbiting 101. Is it worth going through the full tutorial at a single go? Is there a decent point to pause and get into the campaign? Honestly, I haven't played the campaign yet because I've just been playing around in sandbox mode. To get into a circular orbit is fairly easy. You want to fly sort of 45 degrees east. In fact, since this clearly isn't working, let's revert this flight to the vehicle assembly. Note to the launch. What we'll do is we'll revert to launch and we will do just go into a single orbit. So, Mr. Operator, are you ready? Are you there and watching? I am waiting for you. I am ready, you may proceed. Right, so first things first, you want to press T on your keyboard, assuming you're on PC and not console. This turns your stability assist on. So that is very important. Now, as you look that way, that is west. So the VAB is west of the launch pad. Straight ahead like that with the Kerbal flagpole is north, and that way's east. So if we look at the nav ball, 90 degrees is east. Now, because our first stage in this rocket we built is all boosters, we don't need to worry about throttle position forever, basically. So all we're going to do is set our stage, wait until we get to about 1,000 meters, and then we'll start pitching over. So we're at about 1,000 meters, and we're just going to slowly pitch over to about 45 degrees. Going to try and stay. That marker you see there is called your prograde marker. It's the direction you're actually travelling in. Reference the surface or the orbit or whatever your nav ball says. So what you're kind of trying to do is just pushing that corner of that, just pushing the corner of that prograde marker over to 45 degrees or 90 degrees on the nav ball, and then you cry because you're burning up again because you didn't think about this situation again. Which means generally we're probably going to explode again, but we made it last time. The boosters just decided to overheat. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, there is. I could revert back and put radiators on them. But as you get to about 45,000 feet or so, what's going to happen? Yep, there's the explosions. We knew that was going to happen though, so we're not worried. Just going to launch our next stage at full throttle just to correct. So all we're doing right now is trying to correct from where I've failed at building this ship. So let us. Once we get sort of back on track. Right, so we're kind of past the point where you should be making your gravity turn. You want to start to make a gravity turn at about 65 to 70,000 on Kerbal. So gravity turn is basically where you pitch over completely and accelerate towards the horizon like that. So just to recap, 1,000 meters. At 1,000 meters you are starting to pitch over to 45 degrees. By 5,000 meters well, there's no real way for it. So 1,000 meters you want to pitch over to 45 degrees east. At 75,000 meters you are out of Kerbal's atmosphere. So around 50ish you want to roll over 90 to dead 90 degrees, which should put you somewhere around an apoapsis of about 80,000. This one is stupid because it's at 360,000 because I completely screwed it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on our apoapsis, I am going to create a maneuver node and then just drag it out until the apoapsis and the periapsis start to like swap over. Apoapsis is high point, periapsis is low point in orbit. And then I'm just going to fast forward to that maneuver. So now technically once you cross 75,000 feet you're technically in orbit, but you're not in a very circular orbit and it's not going to last very long. As you can see by our tracking line there in blue, we're going to be crashing back into Kerbal at a rate of knots. Would not advise it at all. So what we do is this thing called secularization, which as you can see there, I've basically just dragged prograde until the periapsis and apoapsis started to switch, and then once we get into a full circular orbit we will be able to actually shrink it down into a nice defined orbit. Shrinking it down is not necessary, it's just something I like to do for fancy fun times basically, and that is how you get into orbit. It's more about whether your ship can do it than whether you can, because you can fly straight up into orbit, but it's not as efficient. So what we'll do is once we've got this into orbit, I'm going to take a short break just to grab a drink. And then we'll be back for like the last half hour, 45 minutes, where we will do a spaceplane build. See if I can build us a spaceplane to get into orbit. So I haven't built spaceplanes before, so I don't know really what I'm doing. Saying that, I don't know what I'm doing with rockets, so. Far easier to understand than the actual tutorial. Thank you, kind sir. No worries, buddy. It is literally just, it's a little bit of knowledge here and there, and you'll find it's one of those things, the more you do it, the easier it gets. The best advice I can offer is don't rush it. Don't rush an orbit. So, what we've got now is we've got a sort of circular orbit going around Kerbal, but at 400,000 meters and 302,000 meters, it's quite a big orbit. It's not ideal, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down, because we want a fairly low Kerbal orbit, just for the sake of this. So we're going to add another maneuver node on our periapsis and bring that right down until the new periapsis is just over, just on 100,000. So yeah, let's go for 100,000. So you can see in the readout I have in the top center of the screen, I'm just scrolling through that retrograde until I get to 100,000. Nearly there, nearly there. There. That's about as close as we're going to get that. So again, using the SAS, point to your maneuver node, and time warp to it. You'll find that the SAS button, or even T on your keyboard, which is the stability assist system, that is the greatest thing in the world. Some of the very early career ships don't have it, which makes flying quite difficult, but the sooner you get it, the better you'll find life is. It's just that simple. So as we are approaching our maneuver node again, what we'll do is come out and extend. We'll deploy the fairings and extend all of our solar panels, since I didn't actually realise we hadn't done that yet. So I'm sat here going, why don't I have any energy? Why don't I have any energy? Why aren't things working? Oh yeah. This is quite hard to do, I'm not gonna lie. Are we still in a time warp? Or is that just how fast the ship's rotating? That is just how fast the ship's rotating onto the maneuver node right now. Nope. Stop. Nope. Stop. Extend. There we go. Finally got them out the way. Out the way. In function. So we've got a little bit of time warp we can do just to speed up to get into this maneuver node. The other bit of advice I would say is autosave. Autosave all the damn time. If you question yourself as to whether or not you should be autosaving, the answer is yes, you should probably autosave. So let's just burn to bring us into that maneuver node. Trying not to burn too much to affect. So we're a little bit early on the burn, so I'm going to try and keep it nice and simple. So we've got 9 seconds worth of burn to go, so we'll go at 4 seconds. It should kind of keep us even. So let's burn now. And once you see them overlap and the blue line takes the place of the orange line, you can kill the burn. And you should be sort of within 3 meters a second of where you want to be for like the delta V. Add a maneuver there, and again what we'll do is we'll just drag this out retrograde until it circularizes. So you want to try and get them as close to equal like that as possible, because that should be 99 and that should be 101. So that is a pretty circular orbit once we've made this. Once we've made this maneuver, that will be a pretty good low Kerbal orbit, nice and circular, only within a couple of thousand meters. Both sides and out of the atmosphere still, which is just what you want. in a Kerbal orbit. So again, this is a relatively small burn at 8 seconds. Just click maneuver to make sure we actually face the direction we're meant to be burning in. Trust me, done that way too many times and you'll end up dead. And whoop, nearly missed it. Nearly missed it. Let's just take a look at our giant missile in the sky. Oh yes, what a beauty. So the actual burn time is 10 seconds. So we'll burn at 5. Go back into the map screen to make sure that we actually burn the right way, which we're not at all. Like at all. Oh well. It's gonna screw us a little bit, but not massively. That's just what happens when you don't have big enough reaction wheels on your vessel, or enough reaction wheels. It doesn't maneuver properly without engines. But we're still pretty circular. 99469 and 101491. That's only about 1,000-1,500 meter difference. So that is how you get into a nice circular Kerbal orbit. So what I'm now going to try and do is we're going to try and go to the Mun. Now there is a trick to the Mun. So if we just face prograde and slow ourselves down, eventually maybe we'll turn. Maybe we come round, just give us a little bit of thrust to try and help. Kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And then thrust back. I'll try and pin us in. So all that burning will have screwed our orbit a little bit, and by a little bit it's put us nearly 100,000 out. But it was a necessary evil to try and get us pointing in the right direction, which was pointless anyway, clearly. So what we're going to do now is just warp until we get the window we want. Now, I've done Mun once or twice, so I sort of have an idea of what I'm doing. If I remember rightly, we need to burn... Not quite yet. Very soon though. Very, very, very soon. So what we'll do is, I think the burn point's this orbit, maybe. So we'll add our maneuver, retrograde, prograde even. There should be an encounter there somewhere. Drag that down. Mun. So that is Mun encounter there. Escape. So if we set that as a target, so as you can see, set that as a target, you can see that we'll be coming in and then leaving there. So then what we do is we add a maneuver there, burn hard retrograde there, then finally we'll add a maneuver there, burn a hard retrograde there, which will bring us into a circular Mun orbit, just like that. Hopefully please work. So what it's worth doing as well, by the way, is sometimes you'll see that the estimated burn doesn't actually equal what the burn is. In actual fact, we want to start burning at about 25 seconds. But all I do is I quickly flick to full thrust and back, and that normally gives us a better idea. I mean, for some reason it says 6 seconds right now, and it's not. It's a minute and a half. So it's like, what? So what we'll do is we'll start burning any second now. So why is that saying 45 seconds now? Why? Why? Why you do this? But we got to try and time this right, because otherwise it is going to screw us completely. So I really wish I fit better reaction wheels to this rocket, because it's really not an easy rocket to control. Z. I mean, the only thing I didn't fit RCS thrusters to it, did I? No, I didn't. Good job. I should have put RCS thrusters on it too. But this is a pretty good, or what I would say a pretty good mun encounter, hopefully. If all goes to plan, that is, which it probably won't. But we can try. Why? What? Can anyone see that manoeuvre node dancing around Kerbin? Is that just me that sees that manoeuvre like double arrows just fucking dancing? Hopefully we should be able to stop the burn somewhere there. There we go. That looks pretty good. So what's going to happen is we're going to come... Let's get rid of that one. So what's going to happen is this is our new orbit. So we're going to come across the mun like that, at which point we're going to burn there for 200 meters a second, which will pull us into a mun orbit, and then we're going to burn there. Let's just correct that slightly, and we'll have to throw in another burn here roughly just to pull us down again. So that first burn wasn't perfect, but otherwise it looks pretty good so far. So what we're going to do is we're just going to time warp slowly ahead of ourselves until such a point as we need to make that manoeuvre, which is in about a day's time, 5 hours. Oh, 4 viewers. Hi! Hi viewers. So we've got 3 hours to go. This is where it gets interesting. Right, let's slow it down for a second. So as you can see, we are now on our mun encounter, because that line's gone and we're now on this sort of line here. So we're just going to speed up just a touch. I am going to quick save game, quick save there, just because all quick saves, all the quick saves. I pressed a button and it's broken it. What button did I press? Anyone? No? Right. So, we're just going to assume that everything's still working. What just happened? I think my game is actually being a nugget. I have a nugget! It's a game! So we are, as you can see by the look on the ship, we are in our mun influence right now. You just very, very carefully time warping to our manoeuvre node, which we overshot massively, but it's alright because we can correct our burns. It takes a bit more delta V to correct like this, but it's doable. What we'll do is we'll bring that down to there, and then we will clear that manoeuvre node, which just means that we will clear that one too. So as it sits right now, we are in a mun orbit, which is pretty good to be fair. And then what we'll do is we'll actually, yeah, we'll keep that burn there. 36,000. Now the mun doesn't have an atmosphere. It is quite a difficult place like to land, considering you'd think it's the first place you kind of go to. It is quite difficult to get a land on. 39 and 30, sweet. is quite a difficult place to get landed, but it will work. just all I have to say is it will work. Just have faith. Because I completely forgot my train of thought, as per usual. So again, we're just going to very, very carefully time warp up to our maneuver node. And stopping about now. Give us a little bit of time to correct onto the thing. Obviously this does in turn screw us a little bit because, you know, we had a nice equatorial orbit and now look. Just because I'm having to burn to get onto the maneuver node. Why? Just why? Yeah, it's coming back down. There we go. It's getting there. It's finding itself. Just forever chasing it, that's all. Get onto that maneuver node. No? You're just not willing to do it, are you? You're just not willing to do it. I mean, in effect, it has kind of helped because it now means that we don't need these nodes. Like, at all. Because we are into a crash landing, basically. That is what we have given ourselves. We have given ourselves a crash landing. Which obviously isn't ideal. In fact, I am going to try and stretch this out a little bit somehow. So let us go. Let's pull that back round. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have quite a few tight burns. Quite a short space of time that we need to hit perfectly. Burn there, burn there. That apoapsis. I'm going to have a maneuver there. Should bring us to there. Right. So what we're going to do now is, because we're having issues with the size of the vessel, I'm actually going to stage it early. Obviously the nuclear engine isn't as efficient, so it's a bit pants, but this is going to be our main orbital maneuvering engine. As you can see, we don't actually need to burn to correct anymore, so this should make life considerably easier. Hopefully, anyway. Obviously, the plan never actually goes as well as we say the plan goes, but hey. Let's just advance, bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down. This burn's probably going to be about a minute in actual fact, so I'm going to start it there. Oh no, not quite. We'll bump it. We'll just start burning here, just because the nuclear engines are awful as far as delta V, or as far as actual power goes. Great on delta V, but power-wise they're horrific. And once we get it into this corrected orbit, I'm also going to change these maneuver nodes because there's a periapsis there, so that'd be the better place to burn on. Once it brings itself out. Come on, there. So we'll get rid of this one. Ooh, that is low. That is very low. Add a maneuver. This maneuver node can stop. This maneuver node can stop. There we go. Add a maneuver. Retrograde. Retrograde, retrograde, retrograde. And that is going to pull us, hopefully, why? What's this maneuver node doing? Fuck off. That was confusing me so much. There you go, that looks better. There we go, that looks like it works. So we'll just flip them, 15 and 9. Now, as far as I remember, if I remember rightly, you only have to be 7,000 above surface level on the Mun for it to work, I think. Oh, look at that, there's Kerbal. Oh, there's the Mun. Ladies and gentlemen, I have found the Mun. This is one horrifically badly timed burn for Kerbal. One giant, horrifically timed burn for Kerbal kind. That I'm going to miss because I was itching my nose. God damn it. Right, let's just crack that. So we're looking at about 1:20. Roughly. So what we'll do is we'll start this at about 40 seconds or so, 45 seconds, so there. And this should bring us into a Mun orbit, very low Mun orbit at that. And we'll just slowly, ooh, is that actually, yeah, that does go all the way around. As we continue burning here, have a look around, make sure that orbit does actually clear the ground, which it looks like it does, which is good news. Then as it starts to, again, wait for the periapsis to start to switch there. Now, as you can see, our periapsis has actually disappeared into the floor. This isn't actually too much of a bad thing because we do want to land on the Mun. Just means we're going to have to keep an eye out, and what I am going to do is separate our little bit there. I can't do that. I know what I meant. Separate our sort of final stage pretty early on, because it should allow us to land. Is the engine actually doing anything? Liquid fuel engine. I brought liquid fuel. Activate. There we go. Got there in the end. And I am going to deploy and extend. So our landing feet will come out. Then all we're going to do is just slowly burn retrograde. Nice and slowly. And what's going to happen is as our surface speed crashes. Hey Sam, I'm good, how are you? Nice to see you, dude. Welcome to the stream. Here is our retrograde marker there. Yep. So now the issue I had last time was I had way too much surface speed. Retrograde is coming around. So this is going to take quite a little bit of burning, I think. I could press his load button. Thank you, sir. Muchly appreciated. Muchly appreciated. Every little helps. Now, as you can see, we're coming into quite a... Although it's not a bad... it's not a bad kind of descent. We are coming in quite sideways, I feel. So we're just going to burn every so often. Just very, very slow burns. Just keeping that descent speed down. $2,000 Delta V hopefully will be enough to get us back to Kerbal. If not, it should be enough to get us back into a Mun orbit, which will be good enough for me because we could use it as a satellite, but it'd be nice to have it return to Kerbal. I'm not going to lie. Or we could do what happened last time I tried doing this, EVA and get stuck without a rocket. So again, just burning very slowly, just bringing our speed down. Can do is just time warp a little bit, just carefully watching that. Right, we need to come out of the time warp now. Do you have a flight sim? Oh, I might have Flight Sim X somewhere. I haven't seen it in a long time though. Can't remember if I still have it. I mean, the other bonus I had last time I did this is I also had RCS thrusters, which I haven't got on this particular rocket this time. Because, you know, smart. Smart. Funny enough, I think this is more or less the same crater I landed in last time. Don't ask me why I suspect this, but I've just got a horrible feeling this is the same crater I landed in last time. And it didn't go well at all. But this descent has gone considerably better than the last one I did, so I'm happy. Yeah, easy does it, girl. Easy does it. Easy does it. We want to try and land at about 5 meters a second max. Stabilize. Yay! So there we have it. So now we have to EVA. Because you've got EVA. Let go. Just fall down. Hit everything around you as you do. Come on, get up. Turn on the RCS thrusters because we'll need them to get back up. And plant a flag. Ah, yes. Yeah. So, Mun landing site. Plat text. We made it! What's my favourite plane, as in real life plane? Because I would say it would have to be Concorde, because Concorde is just damn cool. Let's get these RCS thrusters on. Oh yeah, it's shift to go upwards in RCS, isn't it? RCS thrusters are actually really hard to use. Either that or I just suck at them. Both of which are possibilities, I'm not going to lie. Come on, let me grab it, let me grab it, let me grab it. Let me grab it. F. Yeah, there we go. Board. So what we're going to try and do now is get off the Mun with 2000 Delta V, which shouldn't be too hard to do. I'm just going to fly this way, this way, this way, this way, roll, 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 and basically come out of the Mun's orbit, hopefully, and then it should be fairly simple to get back into Kerbal. What we can do is we can just retract our legs. So once we're above 7,000 meters, we should be safe. It is, but I would say that DC-10 MD-11 is my favourite. Fair enough, mate. I've just got this like thing for Concorde. It's just a fucking amazing plane. Like, I actually am in love with Concorde. I'm so unbelievably upset that as a person I never got to fly Concorde. If I keep burning prograde, is that going to put me on a... Yeah, that does put me on a... Does it? Yeah, it does put me on the curve and periapsis. So there you go. Retrograde. Big burn. Big burn. To bring us down. Like that. Otherwise we're going to a curve and escape. But as long as we hit this manoeuvre node, we should be fine. 900 meters. Where did all of our fuel go? It's too bad it's retired. And oh, tell me about it. I actually wanted to cry once I found out it had been retired. Guys, we're going to end up in a massive solar orbit. Help. Let's delete this maneuver node. Put one here, see what happens. Basically, this periapsis needs to come down below. This just hasn't gone to plan right now. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck it. It's burning the wrong way. That's why. Add a maneuver there. Pull that prograde. 227. If we can get that below there, then we should be alright. But I doubt this is going to work. I really doubt this is going to work, so I don't think we've got the fuel for the maneuver. Well, I can tell you we don't have the fuel for the maneuver. But we can see what we can do. But as this flight comes to a close, it will be the end of the stream, I am afraid. But as I said earlier, I will be doing a Wildlands test stream, testing from streaming directly off my Xbox with a few mates, so make sure you stay tuned to that. Yeah, as I suspected, we haven't managed to pull ourselves away from it, so I have no idea where our orbit's going to end. I think our orbit's going to end up being this one. Let's just, what we'll do is, since we're out of fuel and there's literally nothing we can do about this situation, what we might find is we might end up air braking somewhere if we're lucky. It was a wonderful romp around space, my friend. Have a glorious day. Thank you kindly. What we're going to do is we're going to quickly just time lapse to see where our disastrous attempt at landing at the Mun and back has gone, because I thought I had considerably more Delta V than that. So let's just go for a huge time warp here. Do a zoom in to begin with, just so we can watch how the rocket interacts. Oh, there we go. That is now on a solar orbit. So again, we'll just spam that time warp and just see whether we actually get... Wait, we should have at least 2 encounters there, assuming that's the same orbit. Yeah. Potentially in about 15 years' time, there's going to be an encounter there and there. Potentially. Maybe. Interesting to see. But guys, that is going to be all for now. As I say, I will be attempting to do a Wildlands stream direct from my Xbox, so hit subscribe if you want to see that. If not, I will be streaming at some point in the next week. My Twitter is in the description of the stream, so make sure you follow that to be updated. And until then, I will see you shortly. Once my OBS loads and games stop crashing and my PC stops dying and burning and it smells like smoke and I don't know what's going on. There we go, it's back. I'm probably going to hang around for 5 minutes to answer any questions any of you may have. So, until then, adios guys. See you in the next one.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. What's left? The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow